Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Crypto Convo, series where we cover exciting news and price action in the land of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. We've got a lot to cover today, so let's get straight into it. As always, we'll go over each topic that we're going to be discussing, and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, of course, TradingView, where we will be looking at the following charts today: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Chainlink. Guys, we have so much exciting news to cover that we are keeping it strictly to actual cryptocurrencies. No crypto-related stocks, no Riot, no Marathon Patent Group, no Overstock today, but don't worry, I will cover those tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Again, just got a lot of exciting news specifically around Bitcoin to cover today, so I want to make that the focus, but we'll still look at these charts. All right, so about that news, huge news, kicking it off with this Forbes article. I wanted to kick it off with this because this graphic art for an article is probably the best I've ever seen. This is sick. So beautiful artwork right here. Even better story: Stone Ridge reveals $115 million Bitcoin investment as part of $1 billion spinoff. So this is huge, guys. Stone Ridge is a $10 billion asset manager, and I mean, they're just adding, just joining the list. MicroStrategy, Square. Obviously, Stone Ridge is an asset manager. MicroStrategy and Square are companies, but still, these are players with a lot of capital. These are whales, and these are whales buying a lot of Bitcoin, adding it to their balance sheet. Okay, so we'll kick it off with this with a single paragraph from this Forbes article because it's kind of nice. This is more, I do recommend you guys go check this out. This is more of a story. Okay, so this is a really nice story. It is long form, so I don't want to cover all of it. We'll cover this first paragraph once again, though. I do recommend you guys go check it out by Michael Del Castillo in Forbes. Great article here. And then I want to jump over to this Cointelegraph article that covers the same the same Stone Ridge story, but kind of in a more highlighted way. So obviously, for the sake of this video, I want to cover kind of the key points here. So we'll go over this. There is some economists, Fed must print $5 trillion in 2021. So there's some interesting stuff in here that I really want to kind of expand on, but of course go over with you guys. So we'll cover that. Moving on, JPMorgan bullish, believes more payment companies will enable Bitcoin purchases similar to Square's Cash app. All right, so JPMorgan really, I mean, JPMorgan is huge, right, you guys? And obviously, there's a lot of analysts on this team. There's a lot of people within JPMorgan who could be saying this, but it's bullish when such an institution, like this is the like a textbook, like the epitome of an American institution and a global institution at that. Is very bullish on Bitcoin, and honestly, Bitcoins are poised to almost disrupt banks in a sense. So it's crazy to hear a bank like JPMorgan. Obviously, they do engage in many other practices aside from banking specifically, but when a bank like JPMorgan is bullish on Bitcoin, that's very, very bullish. Okay, so the Bitcoin bears, the people who should be the Bitcoin bears, are bullish on Bitcoin. Very, very bullish. Okay, so finish it off. This is from Mr. Anthony Pompliano. I mentioned him a lot on here. Bitcoin is becoming the talk of Wall Street. Okay, so in this, he goes into how specifically Grayscale and some of the metrics around Grayscale, which is the Bitcoin trust that many institutions engage in, is, I mean, their numbers are just off the charts. They're breaking records just quarter over quarter. I think we covered this last quarter where Grayscale was doing extremely impressive things in terms of just scaling their products, scaling their assets under management. Okay, so we'll cover this. This is a great way to close it off. And yeah, I think we'll call it there, you guys. As always, before we do get into it, I will ask you to please give the video a like if you do want to gain value from it, or if you're investing in any of the cryptos we're talking about today. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, want to catch more content like this. I really appreciate it if you do. And of course, check out my complete portfolio and daily newsletter, complete breakdown of my portfolio, updated every trading day. With every update, I send out an email newsletter explaining my thoughts. So this isn't only a complete list of all my call options, put options, stock positions, crypto positions, broken down in percentages of my portfolio. But I do send out a newsletter every trading day talking about the trades I made that day, but more so covering plays, because I have so many positions in my portfolio, guys. And a lot of times I'm not necessarily making trades, but there's exciting things happening. Like today, I covered Riot in this morning's newsletter, and some biotechs as well, some EVs. So there's always a lot of exciting stuff, even if I'm not trading and not covering specific trades. I'm covering sectors that I'm excited about in real time during market hours. So again, I do appreciate it if you guys check it out. It really does mean a lot. If not, no worries at all though. So first link in the description if you do. Once again, no worries if not. Let's get into it. So of course we do have to cover we'll cover one. How about we cover one of these articles? So we'll cover these two first. We'll take a look at Bitcoin. We'll cover that third article, and then we'll go over some of these and then finish it off with that. All right, how's that structuring? So again, Stone Ridge, $115 million in Bitcoin as part of $1 billion spinoff. Huge. admired this artwork one more time. Great artwork, probably some of the best I've ever seen. Especially Forbes article. This isn't usually how they're structured, so this is a really cool article. It really shows they put a lot of thought into this, which is just another kind of, if you're really digging into the layers of the onion, that's bullish as well. 3 years ago, the founders of the $10 billion Stone Ridge Asset Management had a problem. Several of the advisory firm's founders and senior employees were buying Bitcoin at such a rate it became obvious that purchases needed to be looked at more closely by the firm's auditors. As word got out that Stone Ridge's staff was personally investing in Bitcoin at such a scale, the firm's clients increasingly wanted to express the same thesis. As Stone Ridge co-founder Robert Gutman put it, that thesis is a belief in the long-term growth of an open-source monetary system in assets like Bitcoin. Beautifully said, the long-term growth of an open-source monetary system in assets like Bitcoin. So you guys always know I do define Bitcoin as digital gold 2.0. I will make a video talking about how gold is Bitcoin, or Bitcoin is gold 2.0 in the near future, probably once Bitcoin pops off. But Bitcoin gold 2.0, you guys, it's absolutely scarce. Gold isn't even absolutely scarce. Gold is relatively scarce. Bitcoin is, there's only 18 billion and there will only be 21 billion. It's absolutely scarce and it's way more efficient. It's completely digital. You can send it like you send like a PayPal payment or a Venmo payment or a Square Cash App payment. Shout out Square. Okay, so very bullish. Again, let's go on to this one. Stone Ridge follows MicroStrategy in going big on BTC as a report puts the indirect cost of coronavirus at $16 trillion. Bitcoin is winning the battle of the safe havens as another corporate buy-in sees $150 million to enter its books. Asset management giant Stone Ridge confirmed that it made a significant purchase via its spin-off New York Digital Investment Group, or NYDIG, which now has over $1 billion in assets under management. Economists Fed must print $5 trillion in 2021. The macro backdrop against the public health backdrop has caused a lot of people to rethink their portfolio composition. The company CEO, Robert Gutman, shout out the same guy, told Forbes on October 13th, right there. Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, which purchased $425 million of Bitcoin and BTC in August and September, responded, and I quote, "As the trillions of dollars on balance sheets of banks, asset managers, insurance firms, endowments, and family offices begin their migration to the Bitcoin universe, they will need firms like NYDIG to guide them. $1 billion down, one more to go." So again, very bullish, you guys. Michael Saylor, this guy is just really making his rounds. Michael Saylor, again, the CEO of MicroStrategy, he was the one who tipped the first domino, led Square, led now Stone Ridge to take this action. Obviously, they were just the first to do it. They didn't necessarily encourage or force it. Obviously didn't force them to do it, but again, first in the snowball. They were the initial snowball, first domino. You guys get the point here. But this guy is a Bitcoin bull. He's been making his rounds on podcasts. I've never heard someone really flip the script so quickly and just become such a Bitcoin bull. And remember, you guys, I've been in the space for 4 years now, for almost 4 years. So I mean, it's crazy to see a CEO at this level really just be like, this dude is a Bitcoin bull. Go listen to some of his podcasts if you want to know what I'm talking about. But moving on, let's take a look at Bitcoin on the charts right now, just to look at some charts, because we all like doing that. All right, so we're on the daily candles here. You can see here again that Bitcoin did break out of this wedge on October 10th. Bitcoin did successfully break out of this downtrend, broke out of this wedge over here, which led it to it breaking out of this midterm downtrend. And I think it's extremely likely. I think it's almost inevitable, I will say. We almost got there up here, not quite. But I think it's almost inevitable that we come up to test this line. That was once a very significant line of support back here over the course of just the climb up since the March lows, okay? So I think it's almost inevitable that we do come up to test this line that was once support and use it as a new line of resistance. What the heck? You guys, I gotta put this back up. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, right there. My bad, guys. Okay. Fell down on me. There's ghosts in here or something. But anyway, let's get back into this. Again, you guys, I think it's almost inevitable that we do come up to test this line that was once a very strong line of support, again, since those March lows, since the liquidity crisis we saw, since like the $5,000 Bitcoin. On the climb up, it acted as a pretty significant line of support, and I think it only makes sense that, again, TA 101 here, you guys, that it uses that line that was previously support as a new line of resistance. That would bring us up, say, I sent this out to the newsletter today, if we're able to hit it on, actually no, within the next few days, you guys. Remember, the further this goes up, at which point Bitcoin chooses to test this line, it's at an incline. So whenever it chooses to test it, the higher the price target will be. Say if it hits it by the 18th, which is just in a few days, it would bring us to a $12,000 Bitcoin. I do expect us to bounce off that, but over the coming week or so, if we are able to clear through that, if we're able to break above and get back into this rising channel on Bitcoin, you can see here, I'll zoom out so you guys can see it. If we're able to get back into this channel, then that is extremely, extremely bullish for Bitcoin. And I ultimately think, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I ultimately think it will come up to test one of these lines on the uptrend again. This is a very conservative trend line. This is a little steeper of a trend line, but they coincide exactly on Christmas Day, calling it $20,000 Bitcoin on Christmas Day. Keep in mind, you guys, I have no idea if this is going to happen. Bitcoin could take forever to reach back to $20,000. I don't think that's the case. Just know that it could. I don't know. I'm not freaking Nostradamus. But I think that it is likely that it does. Whenever it happens, it could go parabolic. It could go parabolic within the month and choose to go up to 17K, 18K over the coming month or so. But again, it would be cool if these two trend lines did coincide here, the long term and the medium term rising trend lines of resistance. If it does play out at the point at which those two intersect, that would be a $20,000 Bitcoin on Christmas. Merry Christmas, okay? So that would be fun. Again, you guys, I'm just bullish on Bitcoin. In the short term, I do think it's almost inevitable that we come up to test this line. That will bring us to 12K over the coming days, again, or 12.1, 12.2, depending on if we hit it. This week, next week, 2 weeks from now, whenever. But keep in mind, you guys, whenever it does choose to test this, I do expect it to probably bounce down and either correct probably to like this area of a previous high or something, or this area. It is likely to come at least down to this area, but I do expect a bounce off this line. But I also expect it, just because I'm so fundamentally bullish on all these pieces of news that we've been covering, that Bitcoin will ultimately break back into this ascending channel and ultimately come up to retest its all-time highs at 20K. And beyond. Okay, so that's that. We'll talk about JPMorgan. We'll cover this article and then we'll cover Ether, XRP, and Chainlink real quick. So JPMorgan believes more payment companies will enable Bitcoin purchases similar to Square's Cash App. Okay, boom. Analysts, we'll just read the quick take here. Just keep it short. Analysts at JPMorgan believe more payment companies will enable Bitcoin purchases similar to Square's Cash App. They also view Square's recent $50 million worth of Bitcoin purchase as a strong vote of confidence. Okay, so again, Square, MicroStrategy, these publicly traded companies. What we just covered, Stone Ridge, $10 billion asset manager buying $115 million in Bitcoin. These aren't small numbers, guys. These are whales. This is institutional interest, which is what we'll close out with at the end. But great news here. Again, we'll go back to the charts. I'll keep these quick. Ether looking strong. Ether looking good. It is in this healthy channel. It is testing. It is right on this area that it's used as a line of both support and resistance over the course of this rally, similar to Bitcoin. So it's right at this area. I would expect Ether in the near future to probably bounce up. Because then it is on the lower line. It could very well break down into this channel, come up. The 21 and the 47 MAs, exponential moving averages, are almost exactly together. So it actually wouldn't surprise me. Maybe it does break down in this channel. But Ether is looking good to me. It's significantly below its previous high. It's pretty recent high that it set back in early September at almost $500. So Ether, I think Ether personally is a great buy right now. It's looking strong to me. And I'm bullish on Ether. There's a lot of hype going on around Ether right now. You're seeing a lot of news come out about just the Ethereum infrastructure, what Ethereum was built for. Like Ethereum owns apps built on the blockchain. They pretty much have a monopoly, not a complete monopoly, but pretty much a monopoly on it. They own a majority, like 70 to 80% of the entire application. Blockchain applications built on blockchain. That entire ecosystem is built on Ethereum. So Ethereum, so much potential going towards the future. ETH 2.0. I mean, Vitalik's been saying ETH 2.0 is coming next month for the past like year and a half or so. So you never know when that's coming, but when that does come, very bullish for Ether. And again, it wouldn't surprise me at all once Bitcoin starts taking off. Keep in mind, you guys, Bitcoin does have to perform well, and the rest of the cryptocurrency market follows. Obviously, Ethereum can do better than Bitcoin sometimes. XRP can do better than Chainlink sometimes. Link can do better than all of them, which we've seen in the past. But ultimately, Bitcoin, the macro success of Bitcoin, will heavily impact the success of these other players in the cryptocurrency space, just because Bitcoin is king, okay? So moving on to XRP. XRP has broken out of the downtrend. XRP is just so like, what is... XRP is in a sell right now on TradingView, on a TradingView thing. XRP is just like so not exciting. I really want them to start making Ripple. who again is the company behind XRP. Ripple is the company. Ripple is the money remittance company, and XRP is a token they use to settle those payments, to settle those international transactions. So Ripple, again, I see a lot of potential in Ripple as a technology and as like an actual fundamental solution to global finance. But the price of XRP is just so boring and so stagnant. But keep in mind, you guys, XRP is at 20 cents, 23, 24 cents. I believe Ripple's all-time high was at $3.20. So it could still 10x and not even be near its all-time high. So Ripple, if it does choose to rally, if we get some great news out of Ripple and XRP, then XRP could rally super significantly. Right now, it's just not looking exciting. So Chainlink, definitely the most volatile. I got a lot of stuff drawn in here. Actually, I haven't taken a look at Chainlink probably since the last crypto convo. Keep in mind, you guys, with a lot of these cryptocurrency plays, just standard cryptos, I very rarely trade these. These are a lot. I do balance my portfolios probably once every couple weeks or something, but ultimately I'm just long-term bullish on the cryptocurrency sector as a whole right now. So Chainlink, it did break out of this downtrend right here, very significant downtrend that has been setting since mid-August, so that's very good. And it wouldn't surprise me at all. It did come down here to test these previous highs before it really ran up, before it went ballistic. And Chainlink looks like a pretty good buy to me. So Chainlink is, it's still in the top 10 cryptocurrencies. That's a good sign as well. But again, Chainlink is still significantly up from its, like back in March, Chainlink's lows were at $1, like $1.5, $1.50. Okay, went up all the way to almost $20. So we're looking at like a 15x over the course of a few months. But again, that's the cryptocurrency space, you guys. That's the beauty of what can happen in the cryptocurrency space. And again, DeFi, decentralized finance, obviously huge. Chainlink and Oracle solution. First video I made on this channel was Chainlink. Investment focus, I should say. Go watch that if you want to hear me sound like a fool, but please don't. Anyway, Chainlink, we're going to be bullish on Chainlink long term, regardless of what the technicals look like right now. But the technicals look pretty solid right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if in this next bull cycle that we see Chainlink go to all-time highs. We could see I wouldn't be surprised to see $100 Chainlink, to be completely honest. Like, if you guys were around in 2017, you would know why I'm saying that. But you guys, 2017, if you experienced that bull market, then you really understand, especially with how much more fundamentals, like actual fundamentals, are taking place within the cryptocurrency space and the blockchain space as a whole right now. This space can go even more ballistic right now, and I think it's going to be way crazier than 2017. I think 2021 will be in significantly more upside, significantly crazier than 2017 even. Okay, so that's that. Let's close it out with this article. Great article right here. To investors, it seems like every day we're seeing news that suggests the institutional world is waking up and they're plowing capital into Bitcoin. The numbers are still small when compared to the global financial system, but the size is big for the Bitcoin market, and the players are more sophisticated than those who previously were holding the digital asset. Let's take the new Grayscale report that came out this morning from Q3 this year. They had a record 90-day period of capital inflows and topped $1 billion for the first time ever. Here are the highlights they shared. So I'm not going to read through all of these, but Grayscale raised $1.05 billion into its investment products, our largest ever quarterly inflow. That brings a year-to-date investment into the Grayscale family of products to $2.4 billion, which is more than double the $1.2 billion cumulative inflow into the products from 2013 to 2019. Okay, so you guys, what they've accumulated in assets and assets under management just in quarter three, trumps that of everything that they pulled in from 2013 to 2019. So this just shows the scale at which the sector is growing and the scale at how rapidly institutional interest is growing, and we'll get into that. So the firm now has $5.9 billion in total assets under management. You guys have talked about Grayscale many times in the past. I do hold Grayscale. Shout out to the portfolio group. Again, Grayscale, been in the portfolio for a long time, will be for a long time. Very bullish, so specifically on Grayscale Bitcoin. Let me know, you guys, if you want me to make I did actually make a SOL analysis video on Grayscale in the past, so go watch that if you're interested in Grayscale Bitcoin. It is GBTC, ticker symbol GBTC. It is an OTC stock, so you can't just buy it on Robinhood. You have to use an OTC brokerage or any brokerage that allows OTC over the counter trades. But that said, very bullish on Grayscale due to the premium Grayscale is reporting that over 80% of their capital inflows came from institutions, with the majority of that being traditional hedge funds. It isn't just hedge funds that are bullish, though. Fidelity Investments recently released a new report on the investment thesis for Bitcoin. Read it here. So we're not going to get into that, but you guys can go just type in Fidelity Investments Bitcoin. You'll find an article that covers that. That's bullish too, you guys. So much institutional interest. Just the title of this really sums it up, you guys. Bitcoin is becoming the talk of Wall Street, and that's what I want. Like, always watch what the big money's doing. I know we've said many times, you guys, retail investors are having a moment right now, but always watch what the big money's doing, because big money are the ones who catalyze movements. If big money's early to something, you better hop on it, because big money is right in the medium to long term. And again, so much big money. Paul Tudor Jones kicked it off a few months back. Paul Tudor Jones, Mount Rushmore of institutional investors, like same categories Warren Buffett, picked up Bitcoin, said Bitcoin is the fastest horse in this race of stable, hard money assets, way quicker than gold. And again, I'm excited to make that video. I've been planning it for a long time, but I'm just waiting to record it, waiting for the right time. Bitcoin is gold 2.0. You guys prove me wrong, but I couldn't be more bullish on Bitcoin right now. Let me know, you guys, what you want me to talk about next. Let me know if you're kind of bummed that I didn't cover Riot and stuff today, but trust me, you guys, I will cover those tomorrow. I will. Let me know what you want me to cover. I always want to make videos that you guys want to see. So drop a comment down below. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Let me know what you're excited about, not only in the cryptocurrency space, but in the markets overall right now. There's a lot going on. We got the stimulus talks. We got just so much floating around the ether right now, okay? So I appreciate you guys watching. Again, I'll catch you downstairs in the comments. Until next time, you guys, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.